Well, welcome back, everyone, to Blast from the Past with your local hobby historian host, Bobby Burrell. Today we examine the history of MLB, licensed baseball team logo magnets, and their accompanying sales and standings boards, starting from their inception in 1973 and running right up to 1990 with a few little twists along the way. We will trace their origins while documenting the design changes and production evolution that occurred over the first 2 decades of their release. So, let's get started. Sports Logo Company was located at 1108 Front Street in Lisle, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. Beginning in 1973, the company became the first to secure professional sports licensing rights to reproduce official MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA, and ABA team emblems on rubber note-holder magnets. These sturdy yet flexible magnets typically ranged from approximately 1.5 inches and up to 3 inches in size, depending on the logo design, and measured about 1/16 of an inch thick. The metallized standings board was constructed in a simple envelope-styled format, consisting of an inner cardboard core coupled with a thin metal sheet sealed inside a thick paper pouch. All boards came with a manually mounted easel on the reverse. The Sports Logo Company name and address were embossed on the back of most magnets and ink-stamped on the reverse of the standings boards. These boards measured approximately 12.5 by 11 inches and were produced from 1973 and into the early 1990s. While magnet production itself continued well beyond 1990, this review focuses mainly on the first 2 decades. Sports Logo Company produced 4 distinctly different MLB standings board design iterations during this period. The first in 1973, followed by a dramatic color change in 1974. The third version came in around 1977, and finally, a dramatically redesigned board introduced in 1986. Let's not forget that the company also had to keep up with the many team logo changes over those 2 decades, something they actually managed well. Before we get back to the story, here is a quick musical interlude displaying the different MLB teams and their magnet logo variations from 1973 to 1990. The very first standings board to enter the marketplace debuted in 1973 and marketed as a complete league set featuring all 24 MLB team magnets on standings board. It was packaged in a sealed clear plastic bag and sold in stores or through mail-order advertisements for $8.50. In addition to the complete packaged standings boards, similar 36-count sales boards were made available for smaller local retail shops, sporting easel-backed display options for single magnet countertop sales. These featured an assortment of MLB teams or could be specifically ordered in regional themed groupings, retail priced at 29 cents each. For larger retail chains and sporting goods stores, Sports Logo Company offered a large hexagon-shaped, revolving magnetic countertop display rack, measuring approximately 10 by 23 inches, capable of holding up to 108 freehold magnets. The second major board revision arrived in 1974, with a complete color change that now matched the more colorful palette used for the other leagues, although the retail sales boards themselves remained the same. During this period, the company name changed from Sports Logo Incorporated to Sports Magnet Incorporated, with the new name and address embossed on the backs of the magnets and stamped on the reverse of the boards. Sports Magnets Incorporated later introduced new retail sales boards under the Pro Sport label, usable across multiple sports. These boards also allowed retailers to customize orders by team or region. The printed 29-cent price was removed, allowing stores to set their own pricing. This sales board format remained largely unchanged into the 1990s, with only minor color adjustments. Over the course of 2 decades, the company underwent several address relocations, all within the Chicago area. This chronological breakdown likely reflects head office moves rather than any relocation of manufacturing operations. Sports Magnets also went through 3 name changes, the last of which resulted from the company being bought out, which we will discuss later. By 1977, there was a significant change in magnet distribution. Magnets were now sold separately in vacuum-sealed carded skin packs under the Pro Sport brand. These skin packs featured pegboard holes for retail display, and the back advertised the magnet standings board, now priced separately at $1.75. The boards were now sold without magnets, requiring collectors to purchase magnets separately and build their sets incrementally. Each pack contained at least 2 magnets and up to 7 per skin pack, priced accordingly. 1977 was the first time Sports Magnets endured the expansion of 2 new teams, the Seattle Mariners and Toronto Blue Jays. 2 new magnets were created. Around 1986, the final board design was introduced. This format change applied across most sports boards at the time, and by the late 1980s, the company was acquired by Great American Products Incorporated, with operations relocating to Broadview, Illinois. While the Sports Magnets brand continued under the new company's umbrella, the magnets themselves now featured revised back embossing that included Great American Products Incorporated, along with NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL licensing copyrights. Although magnets carried on for decades beyond, the 1986 Standings Board was discontinued in the early 1990s, bringing an end to the original format that had evolved alongside league expansion and logo changes since the early 1970s. For collectors, it quietly marked the close of a remarkably creative, interactive, and thoughtfully produced era. Long before smartphones told us where our teams stood, fans tracked the standings themselves. One magnet, one move, one night at a time. And somehow, that simple ritual made the season feel a whole lot bigger than any screen ever could. To mark the Sports Magnets' historical run through the 1970s and 1980s, here are the MLB teams that won the World Series from 1973 through 1990. And here is a fun challenge. See if you can guess which of the 2 contending World Series teams went on to win each year before it's shown. friends, that's all for this subject. I hope you enjoyed the journey. You are always welcome to check out the hockey and basketball magnet history video uploaded on my channel, along with other related vintage sports card and collectible stories, including non-sports as well. This video is sponsored by Needham.com, the website and app dedicated to everything you've ever wanted to know about vintage hockey cards and collectibles, along with CFL football. If you don't got 'em, you need 'em.